decide Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting and a venture capitalist. As we speak, Treasury Consulting is a multi-asset and multinational hedge fund. By multi-asset, I mean to say we actively take positions in multiple asset classes like gold, silver, platinum, palladium, base metals, oil-related spreads, agriculture commodities, foreign exchange, and equities. And God willing, we would be adding more asset classes in the near term. By multinational, I mean we actively take positions in United States, European Union, and Asia Pacific region. But like I told many times, and I would continue to repeat in all my videos, that we are a proprietary hedge fund. By proprietary, I mean to say no third party. I repeat, no third party can invest capital in our funds. Please do take a note of that. Accounting is the most important thing we are having in the world. If you are a person from finance and you know accounting, then this is considered as the deadliest combination in the world. Because majority of the finance professionals are having expertise in one or other field of finance, but a very minority of the finance professionals are having their respective expertise plus accounting. But if you knew your respective expertise plus accounting, in this eventuality, you are the deadliest combination in the world, which means you can challenge anyone in the world. Because everything what you do, what a corporate do, whether this is Apple, whether this is Microsoft, whether this is Facebook, whether this is Google, whether this is Accenture, or even the biggest companies like Amazon, it's all end up in accounting. All end up in accounting. And you cannot run away from accounting. That is the most important piece you need to learn. Unfortunately, when it comes to accounting, many corporates have a function called consolidation, or it is shortly known as controllership. Like in my ex-organization, there is a function called controllership. Now, controllership means a function in an organization who practically deals with accounting. And being a group treasurer of my ex-organization who handled front office, which includes cash flow hedge, fair value hedge, treasury management system, mutual funds, and everything, I very closely dealt with the controllership function. Very closely dealt with the controllership function. And I saw the nitty-gritties of the controllership function not from 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, rather 6 years to 7 years. And in the later stages of my corporate career, because you all are aware that I quitted my corporate career in 2016, in the mid of 2016, July 2016. And as we speak, I'm holding my fund from the last 6.5 years. Which practically means that I quit my corporate career in the last 6.5 years, but I never left one practice in my life. And that practice is the practice of reading the 10K. I worked in American companies, and American companies are having two systems: 10Q, which means quarterly, and one is 10K, which means yearly. I don't have time for 10Q, but yes, I always download and study the 10K of international banks. Like you are having Goldman Sachs, we are having JP Morgan, we are having Citibank, we are having Morgan Stanley, we are having PIMCO. I download the annual reports and study these annual reports. Of course, it takes me time because my schedule is very big, and I'm shooting this video practically at 3 a.m. in the morning. 3 a.m. in the morning, and tomorrow my schedule will again start about 10:30 in the morning. And this is the first part of the video which I'm shooting. Guys, remember that the hard reality which we are having as far as the controllership is concerned is we are still Excel. Actually, I call this Excel. By Excel, I means that the Treasury Department share the information on Excel model, which is prone to errors. Formula, linking. Linking can be corrupt at any given point of time. No one in the world can give in writing that linking cannot corrupt. So linking can corrupt at any given point of time. And this Excel model goes to the controllership team, and controllership team, what they do, they take the numbers and they again put this into Excel, and then they give to the auditors, and auditors again do Excel, and finally the annual report come into the picture. When it comes to media, when it comes to TV, when it comes to debate, the CEO of organizations speak about digitization, automation, your AI, your machine learning, your whatnot, Python, and everything they speak. But the hard reality is that the finance department is always in the worst shape. This is the hard reality. And I'm telling you, at least as far as my ex-organization is concerned, I can clearly tell you that it is in the worst shape. And today's video, which we are shooting, is all about how Treasury Management System, who are legacy-based Treasury Management System, I repeat, who are legacy-based Treasury Management Systems, are not being able to cover this. Especially talking banks have huge exposure to derivative contracts. Like if I speak about Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, they have exposures worth trillions in derivatives. That's the reason they are titled as too big to fail. That is the reason they are titled as too big to fail. Now, when you have and please also note that their derivatives are L1, L2, and L3. Sometimes in L3, they reach at more complex level where we have huge interpretation issues. These derivatives are subject to have mark-to-market daily, at least in the big banks. If you are thinking in big banks, the mark-to-market is happening on a quarterly basis, then you are absolutely incorrect. They are happening on a daily basis. Because the trading desk of the bank, who sits at $1 trillion of derivatives, and we are living in a time when the market is so complex that derivative desk, even in the dreams, cannot afford to have valuation at the end of the quarter. because he knew that if the valuation would be at end of the quarter, in this eventuality, one mess and whole bank collapse. We have seen in case of Lehman, we have seen many cases when due to the derivative valuation, the bank almost reached at a level of crash. Almost reached at a level of crash. Now the biggest question here is that majority of the top banks are having any treasury management system. Either they are using Murex, or they are using Calypso, or they are using the proprietary treasury management system. Now, by proprietary, I mean to say this treasury management system is designed by them. The algorithm which is running this treasury management system is designed by them. They are not using any third-party software. Probably their business model is complex enough to make sure that their data should be in their own hands rather than in the hands of third party. In this eventuality, talking about the proprietary treasury management system is outside the jurisdiction of this video, but very soon we would be starting covering which is called prop engines. But whether this is daily, whether this is quarterly, whether this is semi-yearly or yearly, when we make the 10K, the derivatives are divided. The MTM is divided into two parts. Number one, which are held for trading. Number two, which are originally hedging instruments. Which are held for trading, they immediately go to P&L and they create swing of EPS, whether this is basic EPS, whether this is diluted EPS. Those who are held for hedging and assuming hedge effectiveness testing is working, and that too as per IFRS, assuming, that's a very big assumption I'm taking, that the hedge effectiveness testing is working as per IFRS. That's a very big assumption I'm taking, let it be honest. We will divide the derivatives MTM, whether this is L1, whether this is L2, or whether this is L3, whether this is L1, whether this is L2 or L3, into two parts, which is called current and which is called non-current. Because we divide the derivatives into two parts. Derivatives who are maturing in the first 90 days, derivatives who are maturing after 90 days. In some cases, people divide into two parts. They say derivatives maturing till 365 days and derivatives who are maturing after 365 days, which in our parlance called LTFX, long-term contracts. Henceforth, we divide into two parts, current and non-current. But unfortunately, when you look at the annual reports, when you look at the 10K, you will not be able to substantiate that level of information. This is a hard reality. You'll not be able to substantiate that level of information. It's a hard reality. But practically, technically, the derivatives have to be divided into two. Now it raises a big question: who do this bifurcation? Who do this bifurcation? Whether this bifurcation is done by a third party, whether this bifurcation to be done by the treasury team, or whether this bifurcation is to be done by the controllership team. These are the important questions which we need to answer. And next part, I would be covering this. I shot the videos who rarely covered by anyone in the financial market. For example, liquidity swap, non-deliverable forwards, basis swap, asset swap, and adding more videos. And Treasury Consulting Group is the only organization in the world who challenges Murex almost on a regular basis. When we hardly bother what Murex is thinking, because I repeated many times that Murex is a legacy-based platform. Irrespective of throwing several challenges in the public domain, there is hardly any reply from Murex, but they continue to view my LinkedIn profile on a regular basis. It means they are watching my video, but they are not replying because they themselves aware how they can reply. One is practical, one is theory. In this video, in this part, I am throwing yet another challenge for Murex. And that challenge is when a bank, specifically like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Citi and all, those who are holding $1 trillion of derivative book, and some derivative book is trading and some derivative book is market making and some derivative book is actual hedging. I repeat, some is trading, some is market making, and some is actual hedging. Then how the Murex MX3 is bifurcating this into three parts. You must be thinking, I told only two parts, current and non-current. What is the third part? The third part is called reclassification adjustment. Reclassification adjustment. I would like to throw a challenge to MX3, the so-called treasury management system, that if you are installed in a bank, and I know there are many banks who have installed Murex. I don't want to quote the name in public, but when the actual time comes, I will quote the name also. If the Murex front office is installed or middle office is installed in a bank, and that bank is holding a derivative book which is further classified into three parts, which is called trading, which is called market making, which is called hedging. A, B, C. Then how Murex MX3 is doing the bifurcation of the MTM? Because banks have to compute the MTM on a daily basis. The whole day Reuters Bloomberg screen moves on. Whole day Reuters Bloomberg screen moves on. So would be the MTM. So at 3 a.m., say 3 p.m., the MTM is 1.4 billion negative, assuming. Probably at 4 p.m., it would be 1.6 billion plus. At 5 p.m., it would be 1.8 billion negative. Banks supposed to be aware that what the mess is going inside the system. And if you're holding Murex, then how you would be handling this? Murex, please treat this as an open technical challenge. I repeat, Murex, please treat this as an open technical challenge. By the way, Murex knew my number, but still, it is +91 9899 242 978 +91 9899 242 978. Alternatively, you can visit our fixed income platform www.fixedincome.global. I repeat, www.fixedincome.global. Thank you very much and have a great time ahead. More challenges are coming. Take a note of that. More challenges.